Kevin Costner claims ex Christine Baumgartner charged a car, cash advances, and legal fees on his employees' credit cards amid ugly divorce war. Kevin Costner claims his estranged wife Christine Baumgartner charged expensive personal items on his employees' credit cards without his knowledge. The Yellowstone star, 68, alleges that Baumgartner's, 49, charges included a car, cash advances and legal fees and documents obtained by Us Weekly. Baumgartner reportedly charged additional attorney's fees to the office of Susan Wiesner on the credit card of an employee, which is traditionally used for Costner family house charges, and paid by respondent after she filed her RFO for attorney's fees and costs according to the documents. It's also alleged Christine, who filed for divorce from Kevin after 18 years of marriage, has been taking cash advances on a number of credit cards, issued not to her, but to staff members without Costner's knowledge or consent. Costner also claims that though the couple always lease their automobiles, Baumgartner recently purchased an expensive vehicle of personal use. The purchase took place prior to their April separation, which the actor believes points to the fact that his ex had been planning her exit long before she told him she wanted to end their marriage. Due to the pair's premarital agreement, she is entitled to keep her own personal vehicle in the event of a divorce, according to Costner's attorneys. Baumgartner filed for divorce from Costner in May, citing irreconcilable differences, and listing their date of separation as April 11. It comes after Costner was unable to make it to a court date this week, due to a pre-planned vacation with his 3 children, as his estranged wife was awarded $129K per month child support amid their ugly divorce war. He had previously declared that he would not be able to make it to a court date this Wednesday, July 12th, as he would be on a previously scheduled trip to British Columbia, Canada with his kids, according to People. According to the site, the vacation north of the border with his younger 3 children, daughter Grace, 13, and sons Hayes, 14, and Caden, 16, had been planned for months, before the court date had been recently rescheduled. Kevin and Christine share custody of the kids, as the actor's legal team said in the documents. The children are teenagers and may come and go between his home and Christine's home once she finds a new residence. The actor also has 3 adult children, Annie, 39, Lily, 36, and Joe, 35, with ex-wife Cindy Silva, in addition to 26-year-old Liam with former partner Bridget Rooney. This comes as it was revealed that he is on the hook for 6-digit monthly payments, after a judge ruled on a tentative child support arrangement. The actor has been ordered to pay his estranged wife a whopping $129,755 per month in child support payments. That means the figure is considerably more than double what Costner had originally offered his ex, though it is also only a little over half of what she had been asking for. The decision comes after Baumgartner was ordered to vacate Costner's mansion by July 31. The details of the couple's prenuptial agreement reportedly required her to move out within 30 days of either party filing for a divorce, a deadline she had missed after she was the first to file. She previously said in court filings that she would leave the estate on August 31st, following the results of a court date originally scheduled for July 12. Though it is unclear if that hearing is still on the books. In the documents, Baumgartner agreed to vacate the premises at the end of August, as long as Costner complied with whatever support and fee orders that the court makes on July 12, according to TMZ. The latest decision stipulates that both Costner and his ex would split their children's healthcare costs 50-50. They will also be splitting expenses down the middle for the kids' pricey private school tuition, as well as their extracurricular activities, which include sports. Baumgartner had been trying to avoid paying those expenses altogether, as she previously requested in filings that her ex cover them completely. The $129,755 figure isn't set in stone, and both Costner and Baumgartner will have a chance to challenge it at a future hearing, in hopes of pushing it closer to their desired support amount. However, TMZ notes that the final figure rarely changes much from the initial determination. Costner also incurred additional expenses after the judge ordered him to pay $200,000 for his estranged wife's attorney fees, along with an additional $100,000 for forensic costs. The Waterworld star's forensic accountant previously claimed that Baumgartner had spent more than $100,000 on cosmetic procedures, and that those past costs were factored into the amount, $248K, that she was requesting for child support. His payments will be due on the 1st of every month. though he will be credited for any payments he has already made since the start of July. Baumgartner had also requested that the court order Costner to make the payments go out via an automatic transfer, presumably to ensure that they could not be late, though that request was denied. Costner is being represented by the famous divorce attorney Laura Wasser, who reportedly served as an inspiration for Laura Dern's lawyer character in Noah Baumbach's critically acclaimed film Marriage Story, which earned Dern an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Wasser has defended the validity of the prenuptial agreement in court, and it appears that the judge is inclined to agree with her, although it is not a done deal yet. A hearing to address the document's validity won't happen until November, and Baumgartner is expected to continue challenging it. Further court documents obtained by People are also stating that Kevin wants his estranged wife to pay for his legal fees. He's requested that Christine pay his $99,225 in legal fees, and court date for the matter is set for August 2. TMZ previously reported that Baumgartner will also be forced to return $1.5 million paid to her by Costner if the judge determines that the prenup is valid, and she will also reportedly be forced to pay his attorney's fees for defending the document. Baumgartner previously wrote in court filings that she was hesitant to leave her home without having a plan and funding in place, if only for the sake of her children, whom she doesn't want to have to move multiple times. She claimed that Kevin wants me to rent a place without a financial plan in place. However, I have our 3 children to think about. It is contrary to their best interests to commit to rental that I may not be able to afford, particularly as that would ultimately lead to multiple relocations. My goal has been and continues to be maintaining as much stability for our children as possible, which includes having the proper resources and plan in place, so that I can establish a stable home for them, rather than making temporary and inconsistent housing arrangements, she continued. Costner was not only the primary breadwinner, but the only person making money recently, and Baumgartner says in her filing that she has no income. The Yellowstone star was on the hook to help his estranged wife relocate per their prenuptial agreement, but it was a relatively paltry sum for their lifestyle. Costner would have paid her a reported $1 million to find a new home, but with California's elevated home prices, particularly if she tried to stay near Costner, she may have had difficulty finding something similar to the luxury she and her children are accustomed to. According to Radar Online, Costner has deposited $1 million in Baumgartner's bank account to get her to move out of his mansion, and he said he had previously given her $200,000 earlier in their marriage, in line with their prenuptial agreement. However, Baumgartner hasn't touched the money, as she says doing so would rob her of her ability to contest their prenup's validity. Meanwhile, Kevin Costner's nasty divorce intensifies. He and Christine now battling over pots, pans, and the pilotin. In latest ruling, judge sides with actor, who also claims evidence of estranged wife planning her exit long before split. 2 days ago, Kevin Costner's estranged wife Christine was seen smiling as she left a court hearing in their ongoing divorce proceedings, following a favorable ruling. How quickly the momentum has shifted. On Friday, it was the Yellowstone actor who chalked up a win when California Superior Court Judge Thomas Anderl granted Kevin's request for a motion to block Christine from taking certain items from their lavish home in Carpinteria, Calif. Christine shall be permitted to remove her toiletries, clothing, handbags, and jewelry, the signed order read, according to People. Meanwhile, his wife of 19 years is not allowed to take any other items of property including, but not limited to, furniture, furnishings, appliances, and artwork. Kevin had legally requested Thursday that she be barred from taking any of his property. His site argued that there's no community property under their premarital agreement, and that items on a list of what she planned to take with her, as she left the home, are not hers. They also complained that the list was too general. Christine's team countered that their list included photos of the items. They said Kevin complained that reference to some pots and pans was so vague he was unable to consent to their removal, despite his income of $24 million last year. She argued, per the blast, "There is no mystery as to what I plan to remove. Kevin will not be harmed by my removal of any of the items I have listed, and certainly not personal items, such as my pilotin bike and family heirlooms." Also on Friday, People reported that Kevin claimed in a court filing that his wife had secretly been planning their breakup for months, before telling him in April that she planned to file for divorce months before separation. The doc read, although the parties had always leased their automobiles, without Costner's knowledge or consent, Christine bought an expensive vehicle for her personal use, probably because the prenuptial agreement allows her to take that vehicle with her. He also accuses her of taking cash advances on credit cards belonging to staff members, as well as his own property, without his permission. In response, Christine claimed that Kevin was attempting to smear her in the media. This chapter of the messy divorce comes as Christine Baumgartner is moving out of the palatial home that she shares with Kevin and their 3 teenage children. She was ordered by the court to do so on July 5th, after she claimed he was trying to kick her out. Meanwhile, Kevin maintained that Christine was refusing to leave and, by doing so, was violating what they agreed to before marriage. As Yahoo has previously reported, Christine is entitled to a divorce settlement of $1.4 million under the terms of their prenuptial agreement, which she is contesting, after his first divorce from then-wife Cindy, reported to be one of the most expensive in Hollywood history. The Oscar winner sought to have an ironclad document in place prior to marrying Christine. While a November trial date has been set regarding the validity and enforceability of the prenup, according to Yahoo's legal sources, the judge has so far signaled that he finds the document to be binding.